I cannot believe I did this. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing something I've never done in the 11+ years I've been on YouTube, and that is doing a long-term protective style, in particular, faux locks. I've never done this before. Let's just put that right on out there. I don't really do long-term protective styles, mainly because I'm an actress and I need myself, my person, to look like my headshot. So this is a huge deal. I'll talk about it more on my vlog channel. However, right now, I just wanna get into what I'll be using, the hair. Okay, the locks that I'm using are these. These are the Bobby Box New Locks, and this is number 2. This is what the packaging looks like. And then I'm gonna put an overlay so you can actually see the texture of the hair and the actual like twisted hair. So this is the Butterfly Locks and Distressed Locks, that's the brand. And it's called Twisted Up, Outre, and this is the Springy Afro Twist 16 3X, number 2. The tools that I'll be using, this is a metal tail comb. I've got a soft brush for my edges, nothing special. I'm not even gonna show you a close-up of it because it's an old brush. It's a very old brush. I've got my wide tooth comb. I got this set of crochet needles from Amazon. I don't know exactly which one I'll be using yet, but I'll let you guys know. I'm thinking of using, it's gonna be one of these two probably, though this one looks a little bit more comfortable to hold. So we'll see which one ends up working out, but in a lot of the tutorials that I've seen, it's been these metal ones with the pink and green handles. We'll see. And because I have 4C hair, it's very kinky. I didn't want to prep my hair with heat. A lot of people will kind of flat iron or blow dry their hair out. I'm not doing that, I'm just stretching it. So I've got my hair in some twists. And then I put these Ouchless Goody hair ties on the end of my hair so that I could stretch my hair out. So again, I kind of moisturize my hair very lightly with it's more of like a lightweight moisturizer, very, very lightweight, because I don't want to, I don't want to gunk up my hair. And my hair was damp. I twisted it in small twists. I threw it back in a ponytail really as tight as I could so that I could really stretch my roots out. And then, my hair is stretched. And so I'm hoping that this method will work, because most people, they kind of use, they go a little bit more extreme on their straightening measures, but I think that this will work for me. And so what I'm gonna end up doing is using my tail comb, create neater parts, and braid my hair, because braids are gonna be, it's just a lot tighter, and I can fit them through the locks better, I think, than twists, and also it'll be a little bit neater and probably last longer. There's another product I want to use. So this is Murray's Edge Wax. I used it on my son's hair, and when I started using it on his hair for his roots, his hair looks amazing. It looks really, really good, very neat, and it stays for 2 weeks, you guys. So I definitely want to give this a try. I'm gonna show you guys the texture of it. It got a lot of hair in it. My husband uses it, my son uses it. I have yet to use it, but the hair in here, it's gross, but I do wanna show you the texture. So this wax, I'm gonna be using a little bit at the root, just to make sure that the braids, look nice and smooth. And I'm not concerned with using wax or oil or anything, because I know how to properly cleanse my hair. Anyway, that being said, let's get started.
Try twisting and stretching your hair in place of using direct heat from a blow dryer to straighten it. Make the initial twist small enough to give a good amount of stretch and help keep your hair as neat as possible as you work through the sections. Next, gently separate each twisted section enough to allow you to comb through your hair. I wanted to save you the time of watching me figure out the braiding process, so I've skipped ahead to the good part. Prep your hair for decently small braids. My parting is in squares, but you could choose a more freeform parting style as well. I'll advise you to make each section large enough so that your hair can safely support the weight of the lock. For me, that'll be a challenge with my hairline because I have far less strands of hair there. Apply some wax to your roots and do a 3-strand braid nearly to the ends of your hair. If you're like me, you hate taking out braids, so I'm experimenting with keeping them loose on the ends. That way, I'll have an easier time taking them out later. Repeat the parting, wax, and braiding on each side alternating. I tend to do this for symmetry purposes. Repeat the same steps for all the rows above. Last braid! You might notice that all of my parting and braids are smaller in the front than in the back. I did this to create more fullness in the front because I typically like big hair, and this will be a big change for me. However, over time, this method has the potential to create too much weight and possible damage to the hair over time. I'll be sure to keep you updated.
7 hours and 57 braids later, my hair is done being braided and it is 9 p.m. at night, and I don't know how long this whole thing is going to take to do. I ended up kind of leaving the ends out because I hate taking braids down. That's the worst part, like the small part at the ends. And then in the front, you know, where my hair is the finest, I kind of didn't have enough thickness, fullness of hair to braid it all the way down and not lose my mind taking it out. So I left that out, and hopefully that is okay. Just in the places where the hair is so fine that it would be an issue. 57 braids, you guys. I could be happy with leaving my hair just like this, but I think I still want the fullness of the faux locks. And so what I'm going to do is go off camera, work it out, and then come back when I have a solid execution that I can show you. Well, for now, it's good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm back, and the back of my hair is done, save a few sections. I settled on a technique, and I'm gonna show you how I attached my locks and hid the knots. This is what the lock looks like. Keep them on the twisty to keep them organized. Each lock has a loop. Put the end of the tail comb through the loop and use a finger to open the loop further. Slide the lock onto your finger. Open the crochet latch hook. Push the latch hook through the braid a ½ inch down from the root until the hook is piercing the braid clean through to the other side. Then take the loop of the lock and put it on the crochet hook and close the latch. You'll end up with the metal shaft through the braid with the lock secured on the loop of the crochet hook. Then pull the lock through the braid until the lock is through the braid an inch or 2. Open the lock hook again with your finger and take both the lock and the braid and put it through the loop and pull until a knot is formed. The knot should be a ½ inch to an inch from the root. Next, take one weft of the twisting hair and use your fingers to brush through the ends so it's less defined. Loop the hair at the base of the braid with one end an inch or 2 short and the other end long, and begin wrapping the hair around both the braid and the lock all the way down, covering the knot and the shorter end of the hair in the process. Once the hair is wrapped, briskly roll the lock between your palms to smooth the knot and make sure the twisting hair is securely wrapped. If the twisting hair doesn't make it down the lock, use another piece of the loose twisting hair to complete the process. I recommend using a little less hair so the lock doesn't get too heavy. Begin wrapping the hair slightly above where the first piece ended and wrap down until you reach the end of the lock. Palm roll the ends to secure the hair. If you run into a section like this where the braid is exposed, either re-wrap the hair or take a small amount of hair and wrap it around that section until it is covered. This will make the lock heavier, so do this with caution.
So I'm finally at the front of my hair and I've had to make some very important changes. As you can see, the rest of these are pretty thick, and so what I'm going to be doing is using about half the amount of hair. I'm going to be using a full faux lock, but with the wrapping hair, it's going to be half. On this one in particular, because it's the finest part of my hair, I don't know if you guys can tell. On this side, I've actually only used the one piece of hair to wrap down, and then down here, the reason why it's so crinkly is because there's no hair. You can kind of see the difference where the extra hair stops. That one in particular. The rest of them in the front are gonna be using about a third less hair. So a little bit thicker. The hair, I'm gonna use, the one strand to the top and then another strand to kind of complete the bottom. However, it's gonna be a little bit less hair than the back. And I wanna just show you guys a comparison of the size difference.
Take the lock and open the loop. Open the crochet latch and push it through the braid a ½ inch to 1 inch away from the root. Loop the lock through the crochet hook and gently pull the lock through the braid. Open the lock again and slip the lock and braid through the loop to form a knot. Take a small amount of the hair and begin wrapping it around the base of the braid all the way down until the wrapping hair runs out. As you wrap, the base of the braid will twist, so it's important to hold on to the lock to prevent too much twisting and occasionally unwind the root in the opposite direction to release the tension. Once you get to the end, palm roll the hair to secure. On the more fragile sections, you can choose not to add more hair because this will keep the lock light. Continue to repeat this process for the rest of the braids, deciding on how much hair you'd like to add to each lock.
It's day 3. I'm finally on my last one. I just locked it or knotted it, and I'm just gonna wrap it up and then we gonna head to bed. Okay, let's go. Hey loves, welcome to another day. The face is done and let's just see how Zoe is looking. All right, okay. I put my hair in a little bun last night so it can fit under my bonnet. I will also link the bonnet that I'm using because I really like that it's flexible. I can get it over. Oh, wait. I just saw myself in the viewfinder. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, so I put a couple of them over to the side, mainly because I don't know how the middle part is. I don't feel like the middle part gives me what I need. I'm not really a middle part person, so I'd rather, once this one loosens up, I'll probably bring that one over to the side as well. But let me just, okay, here's the hair. I like it. Okay, I like it. Now that like the look is done, it's gonna take me getting used to having the volume of my hair down here rather than up there, because you guys know how much I love fullness. I like the size. I think next time though, for versatility purposes, I would go smaller. I think I would try to go the size of the actual lock. And oh, details. In the beginning, I told you how many packs of hair I got. I ended up using this hair, the actual lock hair. I only used nearly 3 packs. So it was more like 2.5 packs of this. So a lot of locks come in this and it's 18 inches. This was the wrapping hair that I used. This is the spring twist hair, something like that. Anyway, it's also 18 inches and I only used a pack and not even a half, like about a pack and a half actually, exactly. And it comes with 3 kind of bundles in each. So I really didn't use that much hair, which means if I want to do the style again, I can totally use that hair. I can even use the wrapping hair to make twists. Maybe I'll do twists next time. I don't know. I'm already thinking about my next style. But essentially, coming up, it's gonna be a lot of maintenance, a lot of tools, you know, that's gonna help me throughout this process, the things that I'm learning, how my experience is having these locks. I may even talk a little bit about my acting career and just see if it's hindering anything. So that's what's coming, you guys. I feel, when I'm not looking at my hair, I feel sexy. But when I look at it, it like doesn't feel like me right now. Like I'm so used to like my hair, and this is the first time I've ever did any kind of extensions on my hair at all. Another concern that I have really is my scalp. You guys know that I have seborrheic dermatitis, so usually having a lot of parts like this, if my scalp's starting to itch or something, it's gonna be an issue. And if it's flaking up, like, I don't know. So I may have to wash my hair more often than other people tend to wash their hair in protective styles. I plan on still washing my hair once a week, so we'll have some content around that as well. I can imagine that my hair will get pretty weighted down with water, so I'm gonna have to try to figure that whole thing out. Also, the maintenance of my hairline. I did not leave out, yeah, I didn't leave out any like edges or anything, but I know as this grows out, I may have the opportunity to create some you know, edge styles and things like that. I intentionally did not leave them out, but I can already tell that, yeah, my hairline is a lot shorter than the rest of my hair, so as this grows out, I'm gonna have that excess hair. And my plan is to leave these in for at least a month, but if I could get more time out of it, I will. It really is just gonna depend on what, you know, what I like and also what I need for my acting career as well. If you are interested in my vlog channel, where I talk about my life and more about like my acting career and things like that. I will put a playlist here. And if you are interested in my natural hair care, I'm gonna put a playlist here if you're not into, you know, the faux hair or whatever, the fake hair, the extensions. I still can't believe that I've never even done braids on myself before. So not with extensions. I'll see you all on a Monday or Thursday, all right? Mwah.